I think we're live. A little bit late. Had some tech problems in the background, but I think we're good to go now. So welcome to everybody who's here. Say hi. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. Let's see, we'll get that way. I don't want you to see my little mess that's going on behind me. Anyways, welcome. I'm here to talk about the channeled messages that have come through to me and some of the participants of the group meditation that has been going on here at Moonrise Cottage for probably about, I think we've had 15 sessions now. We've been going deeper and deeper. So I just want everybody to know that is going forward. If you are interested in joining that group meditation, we are actually literally doing astral travel out into the universe as individuals and as a group of energy in order to receive messages and to understand ourselves as we do this thing that my guides call weaving the tapestry. So the group is growing. It's been extremely eventful. We have been getting a lot of messages, and I would like anybody and everybody associated with this channel to please come and join us. The link to my website is below. I am in the process of choosing dates for the next session. So I'm going to have a level 1. So if you're a beginner and you have not done Nada Yoga, click the link, go to my website, send me a contact form, fill it out, and just put in the subject line, Nada Yoga, N-A-D-A. And just let me know your my guides are saying your deets. So they're talking about when you fill out the form, make sure I have your phone number or that I have your, at minimum, your email. And I will put you on the list for notification for the next class. I'm trying to sort of figure out the dates because I'm anticipating doing some travel. Still not sure if that's going to be possible. But nonetheless, that's the next thing. Okay? So I want to show you something that the things that happened my guides are talking about. Yesterday, we did a very deep, very intensive group travel out into the astral realm to collect some messages, and we use my tambura, which is an ancient Indian string instrument, and is meant to create, my guides just said tonal balance, but we're using sound vibration, literal frequencies that we attune to. Each time we have a session, the instrument gets tuned to the purpose of the session and to the energy of the group. So we're literally creating and carrying our frequency, my guides are saying, as a group and as individuals that meld into a chord of energy, quantum string theory type of energy. So yesterday we had a very deep, beautiful session. Actually, it went on for almost 4 hours, if you can imagine. So typically the sessions I set for 2 hours long, and I always leave some time to chat. So I think the actual meditation portion is about an hour and a half, and then we have some time to chat and get ourselves ready prior to the meditation, and we visit afterwards so everybody can process. So my guides were saying yesterday that this is what we've been doing. This is what weaving the tapestry is. It's about shaking the shamanic rattle in order to move the energy forward so that we can join the universe and all the things that it is attempting to accomplish with us, but also for us. So I was, my guides are saying I was honored. I felt honored for that to come out because it was a little message for the group, but I also felt it was a nod to me in the work that I've been striving to do to bring forward this change that we all want to see. And so a confirmation, look how beautiful. You see the figure of a human there? There's the heart. Do you see that? The many pathways. So as my guides always say, I don't ask people to follow a certain belief system or some kind of religious doctrine. It really is just about follow your own energy, follow your own path, follow your own tradition. If you have a sacred tradition and it helps you activate yourself and your knowing, use it and trust it. And if you want to know more about your particular pathway, again, go to my website, links below, and sign up for a little reading. I almost forgot. There's still $40 for a reading, and you can come and get a couple little messages. So crow medicine is very mystical. It is about magic. Crow is my guides are saying the word purveyor of the sacred laws of the universe. Sacred types of decision-making, commitments that bring forward a certain type of life that's tied to the mystical realm, magic, the shimmering universe, and the ability to shapeshift. So within the meditation that we were doing yesterday, this was very important. And it definitely did come out in the events. I'm going to share with you a story about what actually happened. So Crow was able to shapeshift. And here in this place where we inhabit these human forms as a vehicle for our learning as a soul being, an energy being, we are shapeshifted. That's how you get here. You have to literally shapeshift. And then for many, many of us, while we're here, we're trying to figure out how to shift back into mystical form. So that purpose is what brought this channel to life. And it has been something that I've been working diligently on for many years now. And a lot of mystical things happen. So you will know when these mystical things come forward. And again, if you have questions, I'm here. It's my job now to connect with you and help you find the understanding that you need if you have some confusion, or if you want to look into the factors of your own mystical being. So we had a journey. We did shapeshift. We got in. We were in contact. We made contact. We didn't really know about what was happening until very near the end of our time together yesterday. So those were the oracle cards. I felt inspired to pull some cards, and that's what came out. So what happened was, along the course of the meditation, my guides were talking with me about not paying attention to the tonal notes that the instrument can make, but rather to pay attention to the literal vibration and the actual quantum waveform energy. So it was an interesting experience for me as someone leading that kind of a group with a sacred ancient string instrument meant to be played in a certain way. And I kept getting a message, just get out of the way of that. Take that out of your mind for a moment, because it's time to actually bring forward and focus on the literal frequency that's being created. So we went forward, and then when we were coming back into the room, and I was slowly awakening people back into their human presence, one of the folks in the group happened to be in Key Largo. And right there by the ocean, suddenly there was a lot of commotion outside. And I think for the first time ever in her experience, a whole pod of beautiful sea creatures came. And, first we thought, oh my God, it's a bunch of belugas. So what she said was, it was manatees. And she said, we see them. They come usually one at a time, and they sort of float through the waterways and the canals. And she said, but all of a sudden there's a pod here. And so she ran outside, and she and her husband and the kids got in the water, and a lot of messages came through. So I'm going to share with you those messages. I think I'm going to try to do maybe an online session with this person. I don't know if she'll be comfortable with that, because it's weird for people to be on camera. It took me a while to get used to it. So here's what happened yesterday, and it's a message I think globally for all of us. To see what's happening. There's the sacred initiate, accepting the energy, being given the amulet of the initiate. We see destiny turning. When you go blindfolded and you just operate on sheer belief and faith and understanding of how the universe works, you come into a great deal of information and knowledge by taking the action to dedicate yourself to sacred Lord. That's what this is about. So in the traditional tarot, the dedicator of lore is the hanged man, which harkens back to the notion of Odin and hanging yourself upside down in order to my guy just said, and yes, in order to turn yourself upside down, meaning your life, so that you can see the things that are relevant and the things that are not, and go deep inside in an unusual way, the thing we don't usually do. So something happened. A lot of energy came through. We were the recipients of some very deep knowledge. It came through the pineal gland. It came through our heart chakras. And the conversation that we had before we went into meditation was reflected by the events that happened immediately after. So this is what the guides told us about what had happened. So that is the 10 of Cups in a traditional deck. A discovery was made. The quest of art. Sacred knowledge. Leaping out through the sea creatures that came. So the person that had the direct experience had a vision while we were meditating of helix energy weaving itself, and what she was seeing the energy. I think she was pulling the energy in, connecting to it, and she had a vision of dolphins swimming, forward in a trajectory, and on one side there was a turtle, on the other side whale. So that's a lot of water energy with a particular type of focus and meaning. And in fact, that's what happened. So we took the steps to dedicate ourselves to the energy in order that the highest order of love, our quest to bring forward love energy, required us first to take the step to dedicate ourselves, to make a sacred commitment, and to be able to go out into the universe together as a group with our commitment in front. And then this is the energy that would represent us, the quest we were on together. I often say there's no human words that really describes these types of experiences, and it's why I invite everyone, come and join us. Please come and have the experience for yourself. It will change you. My guides are saying it will change your mind, meaning when we do this type of exercise, it does change your brain waves, stimulates your pineal gland and your spine and your electric system, meaning your nervous system. We connect in all those ways, and we learn to take in the sacred filaments of energy from all those places that exist within our form and our exterior shell. So that was us as a group making this commitment and being on this sacred quest. And so what we were asking was to have the obstacles removed so that we could just merge with the pure energy in order to be part of the unfolding that's happening here. Some people call it 4D and 5D. There are many human words that one could use to describe the process, the quest that we have to go on. So my guides are telling me play the movie. So, what we dedicate ourselves to determines our pathway. Always true. Because you begin to manifest based on your commitment. So if you're not willing to make a commitment and you can't figure out why these things are not coming forward in your life as you want them, it's because you have not made the commitment. And it is a profound commitment to be willing to change yourself, to go on a sacred quest in order to change your entire existence. And it's why the goddess of sacrifice is there, because it is viewed as a sacred sacrifice. If you seek to change your life in these types of ways, it will change you. And you have to be willing to make the sacrifice, hang upside down in the tree to get the wisdom. And so our quest was about removing the obstacles. It's a quest that all of humanity is on right now. This is a couple. They were trying to marry. Someone was standing in the way. This is 3 of Cups. So that notion of being involved in a sacred triad with the energy rather than creating problems or allowing yourself to be interrupted by the problems that you create in your life or that have come from the outside that you had no control over. So it's about, where do you put your energy? What do I choose? Do I choose to bring my focus on that which is troubling me, or do I choose to celebrate the commitment that I made and the quest that I'm on? And I promise you, in my experience and all of my clients, if you put your focus on the joy that you're intending to create and the life that you want, you will be working with the universe to manifest that eventuality, my guides are saying. So in the group, what we were told was, this is what you're working on, this is the quest, and you will be successful. Because look, here's the very next card. Look at that. That's quite an astounding amount of progress. So from the Three of Cups energy to Two of Cups. Oops, sorry, wrong one. This is exactly how it felt. It was intensely beautiful. The creatures that came to visit us, the manatees, heard us. And this one person whose name I'm not going to say, I'm having to bite my tongue. I think if you've never seen the movie Whale Rider, please go watch it in these moments of Lionsgate, because it is the water element, love energy. That's what this is about. I'm going to put a link to Molly McCord's podcast. She's a fabulous sacred astrologer. Go and watch what this is about. But we're in very challenging times. Things are hot. Mars in Aries. A lot of planets, major planets, still retrograde. Venus has gone forward, and we have Uranus in Taurus. There are a lot of conjunctions going on. So what's happening, and especially from this full moon that we just went through on the 3rd of August, it was a very important fulcrum that brought this energy and this desire forward. We want now to have a sacred dialogue. We want to balance. That's the desire in the heart-mind chakra. My guides are calling it the pineal gland of most human beings alive on this planet who have the ability to take up this kind of a journey. And my guides are talking about, there are a lot of people that they're still just trying to survive, definitely everywhere, but here in the United States, it's a different order of magnitude to be here in the United States dealing with this than it is to be someplace where there's no infrastructure. Those people are really suffering. So we feel each other now. We literally join energetically because of our capacity, the type of being that we are. We can reach each other now. So the message that came through is that the quest is successful. Not going to be, it is successful. It is successful now. So our group members had a lot of visions. One of them had a vision of many gateways, a lot of golden gates just opening. So there are many places to walk through, which is in a sense what that's, see the tower? Many windows to look out with which to perceive, and a lot of perspective, many ways to come and go. So we are creating this ability on the psychic realm. We're all going to be living into it. It's a factor of evolution. It's a factor of how the energy moves, and it's a cause and effect in a way. So all you have to do is say yes, make your commitment, step into the energy, find a group to do that work with. If you want to come here and work with us at Moonrise Cottage, we're weaving this tapestry of energy. All souls. As many souls as can fit in a Zoom room. At this point, it's 100. And then I can bump it up and it can be more. So, our goal and our invitation is, we don't care where you are. If you've got internet and you want to join us, please come and sit with us in these moments. So the manatees came. The group member saw them coming. I think she felt them. That's the experience that I often have. She felt them coming. And she began to have this vision about all of these creatures coming and arriving. She had no idea they were actually hearing the music because she was sitting by the ocean, I think on a boat, and the vibration was going forward, and they heard us, and they came to visit. And they sent the manatees to visit us, and the message was, they're going to take this message, we are receiving, we're still downloading the efforts that we put forward are going to be brought back out into the sacred waters of the ocean, shared with the whales and the turtles and the porpoises so that they can carry it further. And there was a lot of joy about this moment of connection. It was incredibly joyful. I think there were 5 or 6 members of the pod, and they came and they hung out for a while, and we were just with them. And when the downloading was done, my friend got right in the water. She and her husband got right in the water with them. Kids went in, and they just received a lot of messages. It was extremely emotionally eventful for them, spiritually, psychologically, in every way. And so here's the outcome. That's what they were here to confirm for us. That yes, we are removing the obstacles in order to be in touch with all beings. There's the crow and the Uranus energy. See how activated? So we felt as if we had gone through some type of energetic initiation. Obstacles are being removed. That's the sacred spear. This is King Lu, King of Cups in the Celtic Wisdom Tarot. So sacred vision switched right on. It sits on the table like that. That's what happened. So come meditate with us, please. We really want to have you there with us, as many people as possible. So this is the pathway forward. It's about developing the ability in order to be able to shapeshift with your energy and to be able to talk to the whales and the dolphins and the turtles and the manatees and whoever may show up, because the water element has been activated. It spent 1.5 years in Cancer in the North Node. Now we have Gemini in the North Node, so it's going out into the atmosphere. Many more things I could say about that, but I'm going to sort of snip it off there. So we did pull a rune, and it's the rune Berkana, and it's about growth and the way that beings are able to be shepherded, in a sense, and flow into their new form and their new way of being. So when it comes to Lion's Gate, I'm going to pull some more cards for you folks. When it comes to Lion's Gate, that's what's going on. It's a really intense time, and yet there's a new platform, and we are creating it with our soul intentions. So while all of these storms that are raging, there they are, that are coming forward, thank you, Spirit. I think this just came out a short time ago. So while all these storms are raging, stay in the eye of the storm. Do not get into the middle of the craziness with your attention, with your energy. I know it's challenging. I'm an Aries rising, and I have some things to say about that. However, whenever possible, understand that this is what your energy is meant to be doing. This is what's happening. So you can choose to get in the boat, see that boat, and arrive on this sacred shore into this very sacred place, a convergence of all souls, all beings, the tapestry. This is what it means. My guides have been talking about it for close to 3 years now. It's why my YouTube channel exists. So, my job is to plant seeds of energy and to assist anybody who is wanting to take steps in their lives to create this here on the planet. We'll talk about that more in, my guys just said education class. They're talking about the meditation class. So we are arriving. This is the new platform. So what happens is you make the commitment, you get in the boat, you take the journey, and you arrive on the sacred shore along with everybody else. And then you see the people who are walking deeper into the tunnel, almost out into the light. So they're talking about DNA activation. One of the things that this woman saw was a giant sphere of light. And she said the message she got was to just be in the heart-centered awareness. That moment where you feel so much emotion, so much awareness that you can't speak, your voice turns off, because there's a direct energy going from your heart chakra straight up to your pineal gland and out through the crown chakra. That was the experience that was happening, and it's overwhelming. And we had a whole long discussion about that prior to settling into meditation. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So we felt heard. My guides are talking now about echolalia and things like that, sonar. We were literally heard out in the shimmering universe, as my guides call it, and we were literally heard out in the ocean. And the ocean creatures were very eager to respond and to work with us. So we had this type of experience, but through this Lion's Gate, that's what's going on. Despite the choppy waters, despite the rage and the political chaos and everything that's going on, keep your focus here. Eye of the storm, underneath the wind, those kinds of things, okay? In your physical life. And look, these two just fell out together. So we're talking about let the feminine lead the way, okay? We're talking about heart chakra energy. We're talking about the intuitive side of your nature. And to allow that to come forward as we go through Lion's Gate, definitely. But this is all about the rest of this year. Because things are going to change energetically. They're going to get more and more and more intense. Actually, that's what's going on. I think everybody knows. When I finish this, my guides are calling it a podcast, I will put the links for Molly below and Pamela Gregory. Ooh, something just, hang on. I'll put those links below just so you know, okay? It'll take me a few minutes. The video has to process, but the links will be there. Oh gosh, all right, so something just fell out. My guides want to talk about it. Let me just take a moment. Yeah, okay. This is how many of us are feeling. This is the experience that some of us are having. That there's some malefic energy, that it has they're talking about intention. Things that are clearly obvious. The creation, the things that have been created, we've all participated in it. And I won't go into the long dissertation, but there are many, many, many decisions that have been made all along the way that have created a situation that looks and feels like this. And many of us feel as though our voice is being taken or blunted, and that there's some energy that is very menacing. If you look at the text, this is really about what it means to not be truthful in the deepest way possible. And what happens to the energy? What do we create when we're in this negative state? So my guides are talking about don't be in the negative state. I know that you can't just not respond to politics. I have some friends who are able to do it. But we need to know what's going on. I know we need to watch the news, things like that. But you have a choice of how you're going to feel and what you're going to do. My guides are doing this in response. Are you going to respond like that and be in that frame of mind, that frame of heart, that rage, that anger? Because Mars is in Aries, so we're going to feel it, especially if you have fire sign energy. You're going to feel it, perhaps. Unless you have Pisces rising, and then it'll temper it. So do get to know your chart. It's very important. So this thing, and you can put whatever label on it you want, a lot of descriptors we could put on it, I'm going to refrain, is bringing forward this. I like it. Thank you. Hang on. I want to grab one of these cards. It's bringing forward the enlightening in all the ways spoken about. So there's a lightning strike that's going to happen. That is what happens when we sit in this type of very deep. Okay, my guys are talking about energy and plasma, and they're talking about quantum physics and quantum science, as they often do. I know a little bit because I've read a lot, but I'm not trained. So when the waveform energy from us as individuals and then as a group begins to continue to turn on the circuit, it is electrifying. One by one, we are being woven together in this DNA helix way through the codes that are in you, definitely these DNA codes. So it's human language that people use to help them understand a concept. I believe what that means is we are light beings. You do have a frequency. That's what your DNA code is. You have a frequency, a spectral signature. And there are, I don't know, I don't look anymore, but over 10 billion people on the planet now. Each one of us has our own spectral signature. That's how many pathways there are to get to this place. So do you see, if I can get it in the viewfinder, there's a person being illuminated. There's a person being illuminated. See? There's the illuminated path. We have the power now to remove obstacles in order to have sacred vision from here while shape-shifting, meaning going across into the universe, to be there, to experience ourselves there, to have this awakening and create the illuminated path. Despite that, it's not going to stop us because evolution is coming forward. So my guides just want to sort of give everybody a hug and say, listen, don't worry. It's okay to acknowledge, but don't put your energy or focus there. Put your energy and your focus on all of these places that exist in your life and get involved in some kind of meditation group that's actually literally working with quantum energy in order to bring you forward, because you're part of this circuit, and one by one we ignite the circuit so that this can happen. It's really beautiful. So what I would like to do is pick something more from the bag of runes for this day, Spirit. Can you tell us, please, a little more about this energy, about this type of growth, the way we flow into our new set point, using our intuitive nature? It's quite beautiful. And tell us about the sacred convergence, Spirit. What is it that is needing to be known? Yeah, okay. I'm going to get the book, and I like to read from the book whenever possible so that you can have the words right from the book. All right, let me just take a second. They're talking about going through a process of determination, determining what it is that you really need in these moments, and what are the factors of wealth. So, whoops, sorry. That is the rune Fehu. It is in the text, because we're talking about ancient ways of knowing and understanding. This is related to possessions. What are the factors of your life? What is it you need to possess in order to have personal nourishment and wealth, quote unquote? So it's associated with cattle. This is a rune of fulfillment. It is about ambition satisfied, love shared, and rewards that are received. It promises nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and the divine. If the ancient principle, as above, so below, holds true, then we are here to nourish the divine. This rune calls for a deep probing of the meaning of profit and gain in our lives. You are to look with care to know whether it is wealth and possessions that you require for your for your long-term well-being, thank you, Spirit, or rather, do you require self-rule, thank you, Spirit, and the growth of your will. That's what this is about. That's what it means to have self-rule and make a commitment toward a sacred goal, to be able to accept the energy when it's offered. Lots of chatter going on in the background. So another concern of Fehu is to conserve what has already been gained. This rune urges vigilance and continual mindfulness in these days especially. because that's hanging around. That's the hard stuff, right? Mars and Aries, all those kinds of things. It is in these times that you may be likely to collapse yourself into your success on the one hand, or your troubles, my guides are saying. They're talking about politics. I'm not going to go there today, but you know what I'm talking about. Don't collapse yourself into that stuff. Don't give it your attention. Don't behave recklessly in these moments of tension. Enjoy the good fortune that you have been given, and remember to share it, because the mark of a well-nourished self is the ability and the willingness to nourish others. And that's it, gang. Short and sweet for today. So thank you so much for being here. Do me a favor, click the like button. I want to say thank you to the universe and to all my new subscribers. The channel's growing very rapidly lately, and I do think it has a lot to do with the meditative work that we've been doing. So looking forward to the days when I can welcome people here personally again. Hopefully, probably not until next year. But if you would like to come to Moonrise Cottage and have an individual journey, and you're willing and able to work with me about quarantine and travel and things like that, I believe that it's possible to do. Probably somebody would have to live either in a fairly close proximity within a day's drive. Here in Vermont, you have to quarantine for 14 days when you come into the state. So all those things are doable, my guides are saying. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. I'll look forward to seeing you and perhaps getting some my guides are calling it live stream, channeling from one of my friends inside the meditation group. All right. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to come over to the chat room and say hello. Thanks. Enjoy Lionsgate. We do have some more days to connect with this energy and step into what is being offered to us. Thanks, gang. Okay, let's see, everybody. Hi, gang.